Most people think Silicon Valley's ultra wealthy are spread all over the Bay Area, but what if I told you that they are in 3 specific cities that sell homes in just 9 days? And some of these are classified as very competitive luxury markets. This is not hype, this is data. And once you see the numbers, you're gonna understand where the Silicon Valley elite are choosing to buy. Think CEOs, founders, and incredibly successful investors. I'm Spencer Hsu, your Bay Area tech realtor. After 11 years in tech and hundreds of high net worth clients, I've seen what truly drives privileged buying decisions. If you're a tech exec planning your next move, or you're curious about where billionaires and AI moguls are planning routes, this is your ultimate guide. Get an inside look at the real estate behind the tech elite in Silicon Valley. Come with me on the very first location, which is Palo Alto, the innovation epicenter. So first up is where many of our multi-million-dollar sales are happening, and it's not where people think. Let me tell you, Palo Alto is competing in the ultra-luxury market in ways that even surprise me. Here's what's amazing about this area. When you look at the sales data, 78% of homes here sell at or above list price, and we're talking about homes with median home prices at $3.6 million. Though luxury sales are classified as often exceeding $5 million, which was 26% of all single-family homes in this city. Not only that, the average sales ratio sits at around 105% of the asking price. This shows that the demand for this location and type of homes is still great, and it gets even more interesting though. These homes sell fast, with 78% of homes sold in less than 3 weeks. This kind of velocity is what makes the Bay Area so wonderful. Real estate is a very liquid asset here, unlike most places. And in a moment, you're going to see what happens with that when we go up into the hills. But first, we got to understand being near Stanford University and major tech companies drives these high prices. You have Google just down the road, Meta's headquarters are nearby, Apple is not that far away in Cupertino. But it's not only about being close to work, it's about where are new ideas and opportunities in the networks app. How exciting is this? Let's talk about who's buying here. Palo Alto has some serious tech legends living here. You got Larry Page, Google's co-founder, worth over $144 billion. They could probably buy up all of Palo Alto if they wanted to. You have Laureen Jobs, which is Steve Jobs' widow, also has deep roots here. Even Tim Cook, Apple CEO, who works in Cupertino, has a single family here that is actually only worth a couple $1 million. So it shows you it's not always about the biggest house. And what about Mark Zuckerberg? We all know his story. He owns a whole block with acres of property all around here. Now, if you can believe it, we can still have some tech elite to cover in our next areas. So what sets Palo Alto apart though is the price per square foot. It is over $2,000 per square feet. But with that being said, when tech leaders choose Palo Alto, they choose being close to the action over just pure luxury. They want to be where things happen and where their peers make world-changing choices. You're not going to necessarily see the nicest of homes, but you're going to see very valuable land for a reason. And let's take a look a little bit more towards the hills. One of my favorites, which is Los Altos and Los Altos Hills, the Hillside luxury cluster. This major cluster includes 2 connected cities that gives you something a little bit different. Los Altos is interesting because homes here have a median price of $4.9 million. And this has been incredible because it has an 8.7% growth in the last year. While many areas have stayed flat, Los Altos and these higher priced areas keeps going up. Not only that, 85% of homes were sold within 3 weeks on the market, even better than those numbers in Palo Alto. The market here continues to be incredibly competitive. Now, what if you go to Los Altos Hills? The game changes. The average price jumps to $5.4 million, but homes here sell a little bit slower because with the hillside, many of these lots are not that usable or they're not that flat. So even though it's a higher price point, there's a lot more variation to choose from. The hillside though gives you great valley views and that feeling of being above it all that many wealthy buyers aspire to be. Peace and tranquility up in the hills but not too far up. Let's talk about who actually lives here. Sundar Pichai, who runs Google and Alphabet, lives in a $40 million mansion in Los Altos Hills. Jensen Huang, Nvidia CEO, who has made infinite money with the AI boom, has a measly $7 million place that he bought 7 years ago. Now, these aren't just pure houses. They're home bases for running some of the world's biggest companies. And we'll see how that shapes the local market at the end of this video. But first, let me take a quick break here because this is important. If you're working these long hours at a tech campus and think about making a move in the next year, I want you to do something right now. You gotta tap that subscribe button because I'm creating these videos specifically for people like you, busy professionals who need real, actionable insights about Bay Area luxury real estate. I'm going to continue to be your eyes and ears on the ground because every week we help people with their moves, but we will ultimately help you make a smarter move when the time is right for you. But let's get ahead of things. Back to the video. So the appeal here goes beyond just the views. Los Altos and Los Altos Hills gives you resort style living plus valley access. You get the privacy of hillside living without being too far from the tech world. Think about Los Altos. There's no companies there. Many of these homes though are also have really big lots, so you may have infinity pools looking over the valley. They got private tennis courts, guest houses that are nicer than most people's homes. Now, if you're loving this, wait until you hear about the wine country charm I'm gonna show you last. Now, let me tell you though, being up on the hill isn't just about status. It's about weather, privacy, and lifestyle. Because homes up here stay cooler in the summertime. You get more land, you feel removed from the busy valley while staying connected to what matters. Now we're gonna go over the last city, which is Saratoga, the mountain Foothills luxury enclave. Now, the last cluster might surprise you because it doesn't get as much outside publicity, but for the people local here, they love it. Saratoga's luxury areas where tech elite go when they want something different, because Saratoga sits in a very special spot in Silicon Valley. Same, there are all of these places that have easy access to these big companies. Homes here cost around $4.4 million, but don't be fooled. The ultra luxury market here is very strong and competitive. Now, what Saratoga has that others also appreciate is space. Not just the home size, but the lot size. The mountain foothills gives you natural beauty and privacy that's hard to find in Silicon Valley. The growth story here is incredible too. With 8.1% yearly growth over 5 years, Saratoga shows real staying power because this isn't just a pandemic bubble. It's buyers here making long-term bets on a lifestyle that makes the Silicon Valley commute with California living at its best. I'll talk more about the numbers here in a minute. Here's the thing about Saratoga buyers. These are often people buying their second or third home. They want their own private estate. They want homes where they can have big parties, have a lot of their kids over, have a lot of family over. They want guest quarters for the family, maybe even a small vineyard. And of course, Saratoga Village adds something incredible. The small shops and restaurants give you that small town feel with popular spots like Saratoga Winery and Saratoga Springs. Think about like wine country meets Silicon Valley without having to go 2 hours one way. As you can see, perfect for execs who want to relax from the high-stress jobs while still staying very connected with the local opportunities. So let's talk about the market numbers. Why do these three cities dominate? Well, it's not just about sales. First, ultra-luxury buyers think about cities, not just neighborhoods. This is a city-focused buying at its best. While regular buyers might look at these specific streets, those spending $5 million, $7 million plus are choosing specific cities based off of many factors. We're talking about lifestyle, how close it is to work, status, where their friends may be at. The other thing is limited homes for sale in these price ranges drive up both competition and prices, because think about it. Families that are going to move here, they're going to stay here typically for a long time. They may write out the whole school system because they have excellent schools. So they may on average be here for 15 to 20 years before thinking about moving. So when the right home comes up, buyers got to fight hard to get in, which explains these short days on markets and above asking price we're seeing, especially at this price point. The money is always there, right? To give you an idea, the Bay Area's millionaire count has grown 98% over 10 years, while billionaires increased 20% year over year. So the tech success drives this growth, as you got major wealth coming from Meta execs, Google and Alphabet leaders, a lot of people in Nvidia, Apple. As you can see, this wealth is divided in all sorts of different ranges that you may not expect. I have many of my clients and friends that are only in their 20s and they have 5-10 million plus. This wealth naturally moves to these specific areas because they're places where peers want to live, kids go to those schools, social networks overlap. But before we talk about what this actually means if you think about making a move, let me give you the real insider view. These three cities have created what I call a luxury ecosystem, because it's not just about homes, it's also about the private schools nearby, the country clubs, the restaurants where deals are happening over dinners, the hiking trails where VCs and founders have walking meetings. Let's break it down. Palo Alto gives you closest to innovation. Think about it, you might bump into the next founder at Blue Bottle Coffee. Los Altos and Los Hills gives you elevated luxury with these great valley views and hillside privacy. Usually skews a little bit of an older age. Saratoga gives you estate living with wine country style, perfect for those ready to enjoy success with some space and peace. Very different buyer pools that are happening in each of these segments, but with different, likely with similar types of funds. So knowing where Silicon Valley's ultra wealthy live gives you a great insight into these luxury markets. Whether you want to move to one of these exclusive areas or just wondering where the tech titans call home, remember each city does have its own benefits. The key is ultimately matching with what you want in your life with the right place. And look, the Silicon Valley luxury real estate market continues to move incredibly fast. So if you are thinking about this area, you do need someone who not only understands the data, but can help you act on it very quickly. And I'd love to be your resource for that. For years, I've been analyzing these markets and helping people just like you find their perfect home in these ultra competitive cities. Send me an email directly at hello@spencerhsu.com and we can have a conversation right this minute about what you're looking for. And I'll show you exactly how I combine my tech background, market analytics, and local knowledge to help you make a confident decision. No pressure, just real estate insights tailored specifically to your situation. Also, I want to get your feedback. This is my second channel, by the way. Let me know in the comments which area was your favorite and which you would choose. Then click on the video on the screen right here because you must watch this. Thanks for watching. See you next time.